Hey yo guys, Aries here. Today we're going to discuss Wolcen's roadmap for the future. The developer was nice enough to put out a blog post the other day, so we're going to cover that and more on today's episode. Alright guys, let's get into this. So Calistan, the community manager, decided to post this up on the official news. It's titled Wolcen's Second Dawn Plans for the Future. So I'll just go through a little bit of this. Hello everyone, it's been a month since the game was released, and we would like to take this opportunity to talk about the future of the game and the decisions we've made lately. These past few weeks, our team has been working on fixing numerous issues players encountered in-game, and we have many more issues still to fix. The problems we encountered with the servers caused by a large number of new players also forced us to substantially change some aspects of the code to allow a lighter charge on the servers and the database requests, and there's still work to do. Basically, they're going over some of the issues they had when the game first launched about a month ago, and how they've had to combat some of those problems. Despite the issues encountered, we received a lot of positive feedback about the game, and many players enjoy it, which makes us very proud of the work we accomplished so far. The success allows us to grow, but most importantly, it allows us to make the right choices to restore more global happiness in our community. I think that's great. I think they've done a good job. I think they've answered some of the bugs and fixed some of the issues, and I think, again, they are a small operation. Not that I'm giving them much slack because they are charging, premium prices for their content, but I do believe that they're at least listening to the feedback. And in today's gaming landscape, most AAA devs don't even listen to their fans. Here these guys are selling 100,000 units, selling 1 million units, and they're listening and they're making those corrections. Well, that's good. Alright, so Operation Second Dawn. We initially planned to put a top priority on our new League content and the new chapter shortly after the release of the game. We've decided to swap the priority between the production of new content and bug fixing, game stabilization, quality of life, and recruitment during the next 4 months. This decision comes with a name, Operation Second Dawn. Its goal is to focus on fixing several issues and invest in resources and infrastructures to make sure that the game will grow on a healthy base and a happy community. Awesome. So it sounds like what they're doing is they're going to be focusing on bugs, software, servers, recruiting more staff, and then they're going to start focusing on additional content. And I'm okay with that. I mean, if they can drop little things here and there, they mentioned League content. I'm guessing it's going to be similar in the vein of Path of Exile. I'm sure they're going to kind of follow in that footsteps. But again, if they get on that path and they produce content, but they have a team and software and all the infrastructure behind them to do so, I think they'll be successful. Testing improvement. This is one of our primary objectives, reinforce the testing. We're now working with an external QA team to improve our testing process, spot issues sooner, and fix them before a new version goes live. Thank you, okay? QA, QA, QA. It is so important. So many games. Look at Anthem last year. Look at so many games that just are not properly QA tested. Thank you. On that note, we want to inform you that patch 1.0.10 will be delayed early next week instead of this week. We've made some changes that require extensive testing, and we want to make sure that it works properly. Good. I'm fine with that. Again, I understand that people are like, fix my bugs, fix my bugs, fix my bugs. I get it, but if they don't do it properly, what winds up happening is they try to fix 5 bugs and they wind up breaking 15 more things. We need them to take their time and do it right the first time. That's an old adage. Measure twice, cut once. Story improvements. We want to bring some love to Chapter 3 and improve the diversity and the pace to make its gameplay events and encounters more appealing, in addition to adding more visual diversity. We will also add new enemies and new enemy variants. Good. Me personally, I ran through the story as fast as I could because I care always about the endgame content, whether it be in Diablo 3 doing greater rifts or in Path of Exile doing mapping. I'm more of an endgame content person, so I mean, improvements to the story is fine, no qualm from me. Quality of life improvements, localization, quality, and clarity. The possibility to rebind left click, we heard you, a Gate of Fate search function, ailment stack numbers on monsters, a new quest reward system to avoid having a window in the middle of your screen when you receive your reward, along with the possibility to stack your reward and collect them whenever you want, and more. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I think rebind left click is going to be good. I think that being stuck on what it is kind of lame. Gate of Fate is kind of big. A search function, I don't know if that's the right move. to me, I think one of the feedbacks I'd give them is make things more diverse. Maybe do like an opaque, faded out picture in the background of each of the little sections of the Gates of Fate. So you kind of have a theme to it, but you kind of can quickly represent what each one does. That's just my opinion. Okay, moving on. Balancing. You can also expect balancing improvements in addition to bug fixing. Obviously, bug fixing. Our goal is to improve the skills that are currently less played. There should not be a lot of damage reduction or skill nerfs. The patch 1.0.10.0 will start to bring some improvements in that direction. We will, however, continue to intervene on extremely unbalanced skills, items, or nodes, as we did for Bleeding Edge if any comes to our attention. Good, okay, balancing's fine. Server improvements. We're investigating options to improve our coverage, server capacities, and their efficiency. We're aware of some of the issues you're encountering in-game, and improving server responsiveness is one of our top priorities for solo and multiplayer. Again, pretty straightforward on that. Communication and support. During the alpha and the beta, communication and support has been handled by only one person. Wow. The release of the game made our community substantially grow, and community tasks and customer support cannot be handled by a single person anymore. We're working on reinforcing the team so the background work doesn't affect our global communication with you. We know you feel abandoned these days, but we can assure you that we are reading everything and we're working on improving our communication with you. Our goal is to keep a close relationship with our community, but we also have to make sure that everyone can have access to our replies. In the ideas considered, there's a possibility to withdraw from Discord to focus on communication on other media such as Reddit and the official forums to allow better visibility on the replies we make on various topics. We also want to improve on our forums to ensure that they're user-friendly and all have necessary elements such as basic search option, possibility to pin topics, and more. Okay, so I think for communication, they're saying that, they spend a lot of time on Discord communicating with fans, and I think a lot of that doesn't get translated into other forms of media, whether it be Facebook, Reddit. They specifically call out Reddit and their official forums. I think that's great. I think that puts them in line with what most other ARPG or MMO or most other game providers do, is a lot of the frequently asked questions and a lot of those things and support and tickets and all that stuff is done through their official forums. I think that's great, putting that into context. After Second Dawn. So again, Second Dawn is what they're kind of calling this whole theme. It's kind of like a rebranding, restructuring, emphasizing on everything that I've covered so far. So after Second Dawn, we've always planned to support Wolcen for several years, and that includes regularly adding free content in the game. The next patch, 1.1.0, will be a league, which means that unique league mechanics will be added in the game along with new content. The characters created with the 1.0.0 will be separated from the 1.1 content during that league. And the league characters will be merged again with the standard version when the 1.2 is released, and so on. For each league, players will have to start a new character to play the league. New chapters are also planned. Keep in mind that it takes more time to make a new chapter than to make leagues, so you can expect a new chapter much later on. We hope that you're as excited as we are regarding the changes to come. We want to thank you again, all of you, for your support and your understanding. As usual, don't hesitate to share your feedback. Okay, so like I had thought, league characters will be similar to Diablo 3 Seasons, Path of Exile's leagues. So there'll be some kind of gimmick or some mechanics that'll change, maybe some new content, maybe new bosses or enemy types, things like that. Your characters will be locked to their league only, so you'll progress from zero, from level 1 all the way up, finish that league. Once the league's over, that character will revert back to a standard non-league character, and so on. I mean, if you're familiar with Path of Exile, Diablo 3, how they do their seasons and their leagues, perspectively, I mean, it's going to be the same thing, and that's fine. That gives a reason to keep playing. Maybe they will add some cosmetic stuff to that, especially because the customization is pretty vast. So we'll see. All in all, this is good feedback. This is what I want to see from Wolcen. This is what I want to see from the developers. Realizing there's issues still, telling us how they plan to fix them, and telling us how they plan to update everything else. This is fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and leave a link to this blog post and to their official forums down below in the description down below, so check that out. Alright guys, that's all I have for you today. If you would, please hit the subscribe button, the like button, and follow me over at twitch.tv/autosavearies. If you like what I'm doing here, check out my recent videos, which will be after this. Links will be in the description down below. And with everything else going on in the world, remember, wash your hands, take care of your family, and stop buying my fucking toilet paper. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!